Hello, welcome to Card Readings. I'm Margaret. If you like, subscribe and put your thumbs up if you want. So this is part 3 of Grow Up Margaret Power. You know what it's about me, about the whole COVID thing. So what happened, yesterday I get a phone call from the real estate agent. Somehow we got disconnection. I don't know if I hanged up on her or she hanged up on me, whatever. But that's how so 20 minutes later, she comes to the door, knocks on my door, say, Margaret, because you're in the rehab event, like I think it was 8 days in the rehab event, and she goes, you can do Haven again, right? So that's okay. And I went, oh, yeah, try it. Who knows, right? So she got to sign the forms and do all that. But at the same time, she's talking about, I think, NDIS, I think it's called, for disability insurance scheme. It's here in Australia. I don't know if you got them overseas. It's like your disability allowance, right, for people who have disability, because everyone around me knows I have dyslexia. But like I said to her, mine is not that major that I need to go on any disability pension, okay? So I said that to her, okay? So she knows that. Yeah, so we talked about that too, and I said, yeah, that's fine. So I get a phone call this morning from Haven. You all know who Haven is. I talked to you on my last one about Haven. And they said, yeah, but you have to go on Centrelink or sign up for Centrelink to go get back paid, the back pay for rent, right? So that's okay, and I knew that was going to come along. So I said to him, look, I'll go tomorrow. Today's Tuesday, so I'll go tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday and see what happens. And kind of know what's going to happen tomorrow, so I'm just going to play it by ear and just do whatever. They probably will ask for a mask from me, but I'm not going to wear a mask. If they ask, I'll probably walk away. So I just thought I'd share that with you. But the other thing I want to share with you, I was going to do this yesterday, but I thought I'd do it today. And it's related to a show called Someways here in Australia. And I will highly say this, it's not just Someways, it's the whole 5 networks here in Australia. Your 7, 9, 10, ABC and SBS. So, and it's the same with the newspapers and all that. This is right across the board. But I just picked this up and I thought this is the perfect example why I don't believe it. Because if you remember back in 2 years ago when this all started, to talk about a man, they actually put this man in the hospital talking about how he had COVID, okay? And they talk about the marketplace. They do talk about this marketplace, and they talk about the what you call it, the science lab, okay? But this is quite interesting. I want to share this with you. I'll probably get in trouble for this, but I'm okay with this. So, for a lot of shit that we've gone through with this whole COVID, I want to share this with you. So if I get in trouble for it, I'm okay with it. So this is what it is, and I'll share it with you now.
As the world keeps a close eye on another variant of COVID-19, there's still no answer as to how the virus started.
Are you okay? Have some water while I do this bit. A new study has now cast doubt on the theory that it leaked from that Chinese lab after discovering the World Health Organization wrongly identified the first COVID-19 patient as a 41-year-old accountant. Hospital records show patient 0 is more likely to be a woman who worked in the Wuhan animal markets.
The author of the study is Professor Michael Warraby from the University of Arizona. He joins us now. Good morning, Professor. Good to have you with us today. How do you think the World Health Organization got the first case wrong?
They were drinking from a fire hose, really, and trying to collate a huge amount of information. And so these sorts of mistakes happen. And I think the important thing is that we have some clarity now.
So when do you say the first case was picked up?
Well, the first case that we know about became symptomatic on December 10th, and she was a vendor in the Huanan market, which is this seafood market that people may have heard about, where many of the first cases were linked to.
So is it important to understand the origins of the virus to I guess, navigate through all the new strains, particularly this Omicron now?
Absolutely. It's right at the foundation of preparing ourselves to prevent this from happening again. And what we're learning about the origin and the likelihood that it started at this market is key, because that market was a place where some of the same animals that brought us SARS-1 were being sold live. And this is a major risk factor for new pandemics.
Are you sure that that was the first reported case? Because there have been allegations that it was picked up as early as November and even October.
Yeah, the November dates seem to be unreliable and probably just due to influenza illness, maybe caused by influenza or something else. There was really no way back then to know if someone had this for sure. And what my research is telling us is that this probably actually hit the first human patient quite late, sometime after mid-November, and there were just a handful of cases until December.
Well, it's very interesting, and it is important to get to the bottom of how it all started. Professor Michael Warraby, thanks for that.
So, so as you can see, it makes no sense, right? One thing they say now is the first person they thought it was a male who was accountant. If you look back on the last news stuff, it was related to a doctor. So it makes no sense, isn't it? Because the fear was the doctor diagnosed himself and looked into it. Yeah, this was back 2 years ago. So yeah, it makes no sense, right? Secondly, they're saying that the first human person got COVID was December the 10th. So as I saying, a few years ago, the few months before that was related just to animals or something, because that makes no sense, that's it, really. And the other thing on this, and it wasn't on this one, but it was on the news a couple of days ago, where they have a new vaccine for young kids from 5 years and 12 years old. A couple of weeks ago, no one would worry about the kids. We worry about kids. Yeah, and like I said to the real estate agent, because I said to her I don't believe in COVID, that's why I haven't got my job, because I'm not wearing a mask, right? And that's fine. And this is the voice I will use, so you know. But yeah, I wasn't wearing a mask. I wasn't gonna wear a mask. I don't believe in COVID, right? So I said that to them, and the thing is, like I said to her, I said 6 months, but I meant to be a couple of days, weeks ago. We weren't worried about kids having COVID to the point they went to childcare. I mean, we had no issues with kids going to childcare. But now we want kids to have vaccine. It makes no sense, does it? The freedom stuff, you hear the whole lot about the freedom stuff. It makes no sense, okay? And like another thing I said to her is, if you look at the whole COVID thing, only one good thing comes out of COVID. There's a whole heap of things come forward. It was bad. So we heard about the no masks, borders being open and that. This is when the new COVID came in, the homeless, whatever you call that new COVID is. So it's all a lot of crap. It's all a lot of crap. I just proved it to you. 1 minute, like now they're saying it's a female instead of a male. 1 minute it's a doctor, and next minute it's accountant. 1 minute it started in December, next minute started in whatever. And the first contact was a human. So what happened before that? Yeah. So that kind of stuff. Like I said, it makes no sense. Whole COVID thing, and this is why I'm doing this, to make you sort of think about, if I know media is watching this, I know they're watching this, and like I said, it's not just with Sunrise, this is with all the networks and all the newspapers, all the magazines. Nothing makes sense. If this makes sense, like I said to everyone around me, if this made sense, I'd be all for it. I'd be all for it. I would be wearing masks. I would be having vaccines. I'd do the whole lot if it was all true. But it's not all true. So I'm just going to leave this for you. And like I said last time, think about why we're watching the TV related to something that's not true. Are we egging them on? Like, are we encouraging them? And are we encouraging them for a good thing or a bad thing? And that's what I'm going to leave for you now. However, I want to share this with you because it's really interesting how we just put things out there and think it's okay, but it's not okay. Like I said to the real estate agent, people are freaking out by this. I said it to other people. People are freaking out by this, and it's not fair for them. Yes, I don't believe it, but I'm not going to make them stop doing things. So, yeah. So I'm just going to leave it. I just want to share it with you because it's really interesting. Like I said, 1 minute's one thing and the next minute another thing. You just watch that with Sunwise. Like I said, it's not just about Sunwise. It's across all the media stuff. But it makes you stop and think. If you go back on the last lot of Cobra, you know what I mean, okay? So I'm just going to leave it. I hope you like it. Subscribe if you want, thumbs up if you want, and I'll see you next time for another car reading YouTube thing. Bye.